The New York Giants just made a surprising move. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. This is Big Apple Sports. Tune in every day for the latest Giants news and analysis. If you're a fan of the Giants, please take just a quick second, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Going to be talking Giants football all year long, all off season. You don't want to miss out, so like and subscribe. And then also take just a quick second, give me your thoughts on the Packers game, another disappointing L. But let me know some things you liked. We all know it's been a rough season, but let's try to at least stay somewhat positive. We're still watching football. That's a gift, even if it's bad football. So let me know what are some positive things you saw. And then, as always, it is a safe space. You can feel free to share some of your frustrations as well, and we'll talk about it in the comments. But diving on into it, I had my hopes up after the game yesterday because Mike Kafka came into his post-game interview yesterday, and immediately the pressing question was, what do you do with Shane Bowen? And that's been on the front of Giants fans' our minds all year long, is why is this guy still here? And it came out that Kafka wanted to evaluate the staff for himself for a week, and Joe Shane wanted it to be Kafka's call. He's the acting head coach right now. He needs to make personnel decisions that he's comfortable with. So we knew it was going to be a week for him to evaluate things. And he said after the game, we're going to look at everything and make decisions later. But now, unfortunately, today he has announced that Shane Bowen is staying. And so I'm going to get into that for a minute. And then I do have some more positive news to talk about at the end of the video. So stick around for that. But immediately today he's asked again, are there changes on your staff that are coming? And he says, status quo. I don't anticipate any. As a matter of fact, we're going to go and attack this week. I'm excited for this week of prep. The coaches are excited about it. We watched the tape with some good, fresh ideas. So this will be a couple of good work days here. And then when we get players in tomorrow, we'll set that plan in motion. So, I mean, I do love the attitude of, like, we're going to attack this week and we're excited to work. Like, you don't hear a lot of teams who are 2-9 talking about being excited to come into work and excited to attack the week. So I do like that mindset. But it is disappointing to hear that we're going to continue to deal with Shane Bowen. I feel like he lost the entire fan base and maybe even his own locker room in that Broncos game when he took some of his best defensive players off the field to put practice squad guys in the secondary and play a prevent defense that I don't think has ever worked in the history of football. So I know we're all frustrated. I get it a little bit. Like Kafka, he just got like responsibilities he's never had before. So to fire his pretty much number 2 here and have to rebuild there, like that's a lot on him, and it might put the team in even more disarray. So I do kind of get it from that aspect, but I think we're going to all have to deal with 6 more games of Shane Bowen, and then I do expect him to finally be gone in the offseason. Other news from today, this wasn't the good news that I had promised, but they're saying Abdul Carter slept through his workout. That was reported by a source to ESPN. Or he slept through a walkthrough, and that was why he got his suspension. I talked about that on my video yesterday. I'll post that at the end if you haven't seen it. But Abdul Carter denied it. He said, I was not asleep. I was actually doing recovery. Nonetheless, that's on me. And then he said later, when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. So that's interesting. And, let me just say this to any New York fans out there. Be easy on the kid. Like, he's a rookie. Let's not, New York can be such a toxic fan base. Let's not destroy this super talented rookie. I know we're frustrated about the sack numbers, but statistically, he is getting to the passer. He actually has more pressures than Brian Burns does. I think a lot of the times what's happening is he's getting back there, and the quarterback escapes the other way, and Brian Burns is beating his man a half a second later and is the one who, the quarterback runs right to him and he gets the sack. So like Abdul Carter, I know the stats aren't there, but if you truly break down the tape, he's doing a lot of good things in the pass game. Does he need to improve against the run? Of course. And I think some of that is just being played out of position as much as he has been. They're asking a lot of a rookie to kind of continue to shuffle his spot around the defensive line. And, I don't think Shane Bowen's done a great job of mixing up his blitzes, and I don't even want to get into all of that. But let's just, as a fan base, come to this agreement that, like, the guy's super talented. He's probably going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, even though the sack numbers haven't been there. So let's not get toxic and make him hate playing here. I hope he has a long, productive career here, and making him already feel like when the hate isn't working, they're going to start lying about you. Hopefully that's to a national media audience and not specifically New York media. But let's, as fans, keep supporting him, and I know the sacks are going to come. He's just too talented for it not to. Now, for the good news I promised, I really liked hearing this week that they started talking about how Jackson Dart needs to protect himself better and how they're going to help him do that. Now, why some of this article is in a different language, I couldn't tell you, but I did read this article before, so I'm going to sum it up for you a little bit. Basically, what they're saying is, like, we want Jackson Dart to be him. Like, his running ability is part of who he is, and it's part of why he's elite and he's going to be a star in this league. But he's got to start taking less hits. They may try to design less runs for him, and then they're going to go over film with him and kind of just discuss, like, hey, you're fighting for a first down here. That was probably worth it to, make this move and get that extra yard or two. But right here, you already have the first, and you just took a shot to the head. You didn't need to do that. Slide, get out of bounds, and they're going to break it down with him and help him grow and get better, so that hopefully we don't have to see him suffer any more injuries. And then just looking ahead to next week, nothing like, there's no better medicine for a 2-9 team on a 5-game losing streak than one of the best teams in the NFL on the road, coming off a loss where they're all angry and cranky and needed a win desperately. That's just what the doctor ordered for the 2-9 Giants. So might be another tough week. I mean, the Giants, they've really played pretty much everybody tough this year. Like, the one thing you can say about them is they're not giving up. They're not getting blown out. So hopefully we can see them put up a good fight in Detroit, but it's hard to imagine the losing streak's going to come to an end with the Lions and then the 9-2 Patriots coming. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on everything I just shared, and don't forget, just like and subscribe on the way out.